Hey, Shalom. Hey, Shalom, Shalom. I want to start by saying, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Kohalam Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakudash, and also the honor to the pastors, the elder bishops, and the elders grand Muslim rule well, and also Shalom, to sincere Akim and their pushing truth in the name of Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakudash, and I'm back here again with another lesson, and this lesson is going into this city over here in the United Arab Emirate. Okay, I'm not gonna say the name because as you can see here, what I have what I have pulled up is something that they do over here, and it's really you won't believe it until you come here and you witness it for yourself. Okay, just happen to have my kids over here competing for BJJ, for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu World Championship, and you hear certain things what people tell you, and when you get there, like you're not gonna be able to call people, okay, FaceTime, Facebook video call, Instagram video call, WhatsApp video call. You can't do none of that over here, and that and once you go through that, man, you're used to calling people. You're used to accessing certain websites. From there it brings up, okay, well, Esau, all right, is about to bring into the Western countries that we come from, all right. Once that digital internet comes in, okay, we're gonna have hard time accessing YouTube, social media, man. I believe the Western restrictions on the internet is going to be worse than here, okay. And then eventually here too is going to be worse because you're going to have to register into the new system they're trying to bring in, which is internet. It's like a digital internet, So real quick, I got these things pulled out, and I'm gonna go through a few precepts to show you that the things that we've been saying, eventually these things are happening in these other really restricted country. Okay, you got here, you got China, probably Russia as well, and some other countries where you do not really have full access of the internet, man. Okay, see, for us over there in Australia, yeah, we have a full access to the internet. We have freedom of using internet, man. America, same thing. UK, same country over there in Europe, they have freedom, okay, of using the internet. Over here, people don't have freedom when it comes to internet, okay? All right, I'm gonna read a few things here, but before I do that, let me get a few precepts and then move on, all right? So let's go here. This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2, okay, verse 11. It says, "Let Satan should gain advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." So, Satan is talking about the adversary, all right? Also, we know who our adversary is, right? When you go to the book of, let's make sure we're on point with this. When you go to the book of Psalms 83, it goes into the adversary. And number one over there is who? Esau. Then you go Esau and Ishmaelites, and this country here is run by who? The Ishmaelites. Which I've heard brothers say even the top rulers, okay, who runs this area here, this center of these countries, all right, they'll go back to being the small heart, okay, Amalekites. But anyway, let's stick here. It says, "Let Satan should gain an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." So, yeah, the rulers of this, the rulers of the earth, pursuant to the book of Job 9:24, okay, which is the Edomites, and we're talking about the top elite, top bankers, okay, of who come from the family of the Amalekites. They're the ones who rule the earth today. So they're the ones who got this certain agenda in certain countries, okay. All right. All these nations, they in bed. They they eat in bed. They all sleep in one bed. If that's how you say it. So when you look how these countries ran, the restrictions they have over here, and guess what? If you bring these restrictions into the Western might be better. All right, it might be better, to be honest with you. All right, but then let's just keep it with the internet. All right, once they bring these the restrictions of the internet into the Western, people are going to suffer, man. Okay, people are going to suffer from the Western, because the Western, man, they just living off the Babylonian juice. All right, the philosophy of America. Again, I'm not saying this country or this city I'm in, Abu Dhabi, is perfect. No, it ain't. Because this city itself, it reminds me of America, man. Real quick, I want to get a quick precept, since I'm talking about that here right now, right? Hold on. This the book of Slakia. This the book of Revelation, chapter 17 and verse 2. Let me go to Revelation chapter 14, verse 8 real quick. It says, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is falling, which is talking about America here, right? The great city, because she had made all nations drink of the wine of her wrath, of her fornication. And this is going into the philosophy of the Western style of America. And guess what? It's over here in Abu Dhabi. Okay? When I say it's over here in Abu Dhabi, man, I can start with the foods. All right? Oh, they got Papa Jonesy, they got Popeye, they got Cheesecake Factory, they got Wingstop, they got Cane's, and the list goes on, man. That's American, Americanized. Oh, they drive on the right side. That's America. Okay, cars. They got American cars here. The whole culture. Like basically here in this Abu Dhabi city, you see a lot of resemblance. You see this city resemble America a lot. It resembles America a lot. Okay, and people here speak English, man. All right. Anyway, let's get another one. Revelation 17 and 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornications. Yeah, the king of the earth have committed fornications with America. Okay, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunken with the wine of her fornication. Okay, going to the philosophy of America. All these nations on the earth have done that, man. Okay, what do you think that the most popular currency here to exchange money is? USA dollars, man. All right. Revelation 18 and 3, for all nations have drunken over the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornications with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies, man. You see that? And that's what you see over here in Abu Dhabi, man. If you're American, you come over here, you basically see it's like better version of America. That's the way I would say it. The food, it's not really tainted like American food. I'll tell you that. But it's basically America, but better version of America. All right. Let me go into the Old Testament as well. I give you precepts. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 7. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Most High Yahweh Shemshah's hand that made all the earth drunken. Okay, were drunken of her philosophies. This is the nations are drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Eventually, these nations, man, they're gonna turn around. They're already done, man. Okay, they already hate America. These nations, because the way America is ran and the way America is doing things. Even at the philosophy of America, these nations, they don't like it. It might be here, but it's here for the purpose of making money, man. Okay. All right. So anyway, change topic. Let's come back to the main topic. So 2 Corinthians 2:11, let Satan should gain an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We can't be ignorant of Esau's devices because, like I mentioned, I'm going to these internet restrictions over here. This is what's happening over there in China, and this is what Esau is about to bring in within the Western countries, man. Over there in Australia, I believe, the end of November, the end of this month, December coming in, there's going to be ban over social media for kids under 16, but adults going to have to register now, using the IDs, man. Real IDs, you're going to have your real name up there, man. Okay? And whatever you do, guess what? It's going to be chased. It's going, they're going to know who you really are. Okay? Even though right now they already know, but this time, like, there's no, I'm saying that, like, it's you, like, okay, they're preparing you to register, okay, through the digital ID. So eventually, when you take the MOTB, there's no hiding. Okay, there's, you already under, everything is already is going to be on our one thing, which is that chip. Okay, so let's go, and then from there, let's come here. Let's read this shit right here. It says Abu Dhabi has internet restrictions that block content deemed to be against public order, morals, or laws, with the Telecommunication and Digital Government Regulatory, TDR, overseeing enforcement. Restrictions include pornography, gambling, and content critical of government. A certain VoIP, voice over internet protocol. Okay, so services are also services are also blocked or restricted on mobile connections. You see that? And I've tried to call a few people back home in Australia. Guess what? The only thing you can do is you can send voice messages, text messages. You cannot fucking make a phone call. Yeah. Okay, something could happen over here. Could happen to you over here, man. And you want to be in touch with your family back wherever you're from. The government is gonna have to make that phone call for you, not you. You see that? That's what it seems like over here, man. All right. And I'm being serious. It says while VPNs, virtual private networks, are not illegal, using them to access prohibited content can lead to repercussions, and providers must block content upon TDR request. Okay, let's go. Public content categories: pornography, nudity, vice, gambling, illegal trading, insult. You see that? Slander, defamation, and invasion of privacy, discrimination, racism, contempt of religion, offenses against the UAE and public order, sporting criminal acts and terrorism, drugs and medical practices violating the law, viruses and malicious programs, infringement of intellectual property rights. You see that? So now you wonder why we brothers were able to pick up the individual who called himself GMS Saudi Arabia. All right. And then we're like, oh, how come we never put out videos? Because we are, brothers understood how it is over here. The brothers weren't right. The brothers weren't wrong. Brothers were right. You see? You can't be, even me making this video, I don't know if I'm going to be able to upload this video on YouTube, but we'll see what happens, Okay? But this is to show you that this right here, what you see, is coming into the Western countries to where this truth, you already know how this truth is deemed as, okay, among these heathens, right? Okay, let's go. Let's go over here real quick. This is the book of Amos, chapter 5. Amos chapter 5, verse 10. It said, they hate him that rebuketh in the gate, right? So, they already hate us that rebuketh in the gate. The brothers that, make videos, okay, preach, prophesy about the end of East society and the rest of these heathens. You're not going to be liked, We won't be liked over here. And, you're about to see how the Westerns about to treat us. How do you think we'll be treated over here, man? Okay. It says, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. And everything we speak is uprightly about what, we'll be we'll be in prison over here, man. Okay. And if you think you're some tough guy, man, come over here and go on Howard Bowers, go and preach. Please. Them tough guys, who they are. All right. Isaiah 29 and 21. That make a man an offender for a word. And that's what, it will be Over here, this will hit us real quick, man. They will hit us with this here real quick. Okay, that make a man unoffender for a word. Okay. It says, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, because that will pass these laws. You can't say this, you can't do this, you fall under this category. Okay, defamation, racism, discrimination, you're speaking against the, government, or, whatever, right? And turn aside the just for a thing of not, you see? And that's, that's how we are. That's how we be reviewed in this country. St. John 7:7, the world cannot hate you, but me he hateth. So, right? This whole world hates Yahweh, okay? Because I testify of it, and what are we doing here? We testify of the darkness that these heathens are committing daily, man, and they don't like that. It says the world cannot hate you, but he hateth me, because I testify of it, that the works thereof are evil. Say in John 15:19, if you're of the world will love his own. But because you're not of the world, but have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. And we understand that, man. That the world we live in, it's not gonna like us. It's not gonna like the message of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay. St. John 3:20, for everyone that doth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. And that's the reason why. Okay, they don't like this truth. All right, because their deeds what gets reproved. Okay, their works comes to the light. Okay, and once that light shines on it, it's not about weaknesses, man. Okay, and let's go from there and come to Amos. So basically, this is what's going to happen. Amos chapter 8 and verse 11, it says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And that's what's coming to the Western. Over here, hey, if you were here, man, 4 or 5 years, and you're a man of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, you gotta do your daily videos, you wouldn't have survived during the C-19 era. And I even right now, you'll not survive, because the more you stay in a country, the more you're gonna start doing lessons, pursuing on what the country is doing. Okay. Verse 12, and they shall run from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east, they shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, shall not find it. Eventually, that's the goal, and that's the prophecy of Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. That's going to happen once Esau pushes the agenda of digital internet. This truth is not going to be longer be uploaded on YouTube. Internet is going to be restricted, man, like you see over here. Okay. In our day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst, and that's what's going to happen in the days to come. So being here, I see it. Like you see the vision of it, man. How it's really going to affect people, okay, who are trying to access the internet to find this truth, man. You can see it, okay. Once this truth, man, they put a red light on it, it's just you're not gonna have access to it, man. Just the same way, you certain websites you can't access, certain contents you can't watch. That's how the truth is gonna be, deemed, or it's gonna be under the category of the T, the word TE, terror, the message, it's gonna be under that, man. All right, and and that's something I just experienced. Isaiah 32 and verse 7, for the vile person speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrites, and to utter error against the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And the way they're gonna do, they've been doing now. Everything they do, these nations they do, it's all against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. But we're gonna come into a time where this truth is going, it's going to be shut down completely, man. But that's not a bad thing, because that's fulfilling Amos 8:11. That's the time for that prophet to be fulfilled. It's a good thing. It means we are close to, we are close to our salvation, man. All right, and you can't stop prophecies, man. It says, to make empty the soul of the hungry, it will cause the drink of thirst to fail. So you ones who are thirsty and hungry for this truth, it's going to fail for you, man. Verse 7, the instruments also of a child are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. And that's what they're doing, man. Okay? Always got something to say. Always got, making up things. Always got these laws already passed anyway, pursuant to the book of Isaiah 10 and 1. Okay? But the liberal devises liberal things, and by liberal things shall he stand, which is the man of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Okay? Let's rock here. Now let's go from there and get another precept. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5, verse 1. Nevertheless, is coming the tokens, prophecies, right? Behold, the days shall come that which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of the truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. Okay, that's going to happen, man. Okay, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Hashem, is going to take away this knowledge away from you people. Who do you want to believe it? Okay, who mocked it, scoffed it against it? All right. By using these heathens to pass their draconian laws, especially Esau, and the rest of these heathens, they're gonna follow, And also, like I said, here they're doing it. Over there in China, they're doing it. And certain other countries are doing it. Those are running tests just to see the controlling of it. Remember that who gave credit to China, man? Bill Gates and Klaus, and certain other people are giving credit to China, the way China is running things. Okay, you see. Verse 2, but iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, and that thou hast heard a long ago. Let's jump down. Let's jump to verse 9. And so waters shall be found in a sweet, and offering shall destroy one another. Then shall wheat hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber, which is talking about this knowledge, man. Okay, it's the Heavenly Father Yahweh Hashem is going to hide it, and then from there. It's like even from now, right now, as I'm speaking, okay, this truth is, it's like, you got niggas that are trying to taint this truth, man. Okay? You got niggas raising up right now trying to taint this truth, trying to mix this truth with all these different philosophy, man. So imagine when the true man of Yahweh Hashem shot taken off the YouTube. What do you think you're going to be left with, man? Pure GMO doctrines, okay? Anyway, verse 10, and shall be so of many, and yet not be found. Then shall the unrighteousness and incontinence be multiplied upon the earth. Evils upon evils is going to be multiplied upon the earth, man. One land shall also ask another and say, is righteousness that maketh a man righteous going through thee? Right. The man of have you seen the man of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua? Because the men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, they're the ones who hold the truth. People are going to be asking, have you seen the man? Have you seen his man? Have you, where can I find them? That's how it's going to be. Okay? It says, one land shall ask another and say, is righteousness that maketh a man righteous? Because, the Bible is going to be there. But can any man just grab the Bible and read it and understand it? Absolutely not. You're going to need a man to break that down the scriptures for you. Like Philip and the Ethiopian Enoch. Okay? The acts, it's like the act that took place in the book of Acts chapter 8. It says one land shall ask another and say, is righteousness that maketh a man righteous going through thee? And it shall say no. And the same time shall man hope but nothing obtain. You see, man gonna be hoping, but they ain't gonna really get nowhere. Okay, they shall labor, but their ways should not prosper. You see? Okay? Let's go from there, go to the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, right? Let me see. Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 27. It says, so that one man should desire to see another and to hear his voice. When I got here and I seen this whole situation here, that's the first thing I thought is this scripture right here, man. So that one man should desire to see another and to hear his voice. Okay? That's what's gonna happen eventually, man. All right? And I'm talking about, in the Western, yeah, you can, you can go on YouTube and watch our videos, whatever. Guess what? Eventually, these countries like, here, they're gonna, you're not gonna be able to have access to our videos. Then the Western is gonna catch up and do the same thing. Because the whole draconian laws of NWO comes from who Esau anyway. But these countries here, they're the ones, who run with it first. Okay? All right? Then eventually, yeah, you can't go on YouTube, watch our videos. Guess what? People are going to try, the ones that used to know us, they're going to try to video call us and do this and that. Guess what? You're not going to be able to do so. Okay? And I can imagine, man, how it was here during the C-19 over in his countries, man. It looked terrible. It looked terrible, man. And you locked out in your house, you can't call nobody. That's crazy. And I don't know when that whole internet restrictions came in, but it's, I might look into it, see what year this came in, because damn. So anyway, man, with that, man, hopefully this lesson was edified to you, brothers out there and sisters out there. Again, this is the experience. I just, I'm going through right here over here, and we preach about something, and then eventually the Heavenly Father Yahweh Shai will show you a little bit of here, a little bit of there, man. So with that, man, I say Shalom Akim.